Welcome back to another episode of Spilling the Tea with Dr. T.
And Gabriel D.
Finally, the D.
And don't forget Lava Lee.
Don't forget the lovely,
You know,
the main character
the
here.
trio here.
Yes, it is the Holy Trinity.
Welcome back to another episode. We're super excited, as usual, to get into another topic that was requested in the comments
Yes.
by one of you, which is super fun for us. Please continue to do that and leave us additional comments because we love reviewing things that you want us to. And so today we're going to be talking about rimming.
Rimming.
Rimming it is. So what comes to your mind when you think of that initially?
That's funny because actually, if you say rimming to me, because English is my second language, I don't know what it means at first. So I have to have some sort of information.
Yeah, because you don't really know.
No.
Gotcha. Well, it'll be an interesting topic. Now that you know what it is, do you know what it is?
I mean, I know what it is. I just don't know what rimming is.
Right.
But I know what it is.
We're going to get into it.
We're going to get into it, and I have a few questions for you, as always. Some myths, some
things. Let's do it.
So we can discuss, and you can give us some answers.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
So let's start with the definition. What is rimming?
So rimming, also known as analingus, is the act of orally stimulating the anal area with the lips and tongue. And this is pleasurable because there are millions, if not billions, of nerve endings around that area.
We learned about the nerve endings a few episodes ago.
Exactly. And despite being less commonly discussed than other sexual activities, rimming is a normal and consensual part of many people's sexual experiences.
It's just like any other sexual activity.
Yeah, you just need to know what you're getting into so you can prepare yourself, make sure you're safe, healthy, and able to enjoy yourself to the fullest ability.
And once again, communicate.
Absolutely.
And so what are some misconceptions that we should know about rimming?
Rimming is often surrounded by misconceptions from people thinking that it's dirty or unsafe or can pose multiple health risks. And while it does carry certain health risks, there are ways you can mitigate and get around these issues by just preparing yourself and making sure you understand your partner's sexual health as well.
So some people say rimming is only for gay men. Is that true?
Yes, this is another common misconception that many people think only certain sexual orientations or genders can enjoy rimming, but it's for everybody. You know, any gender, any sexual orientation, no matter who you are, as long as you're safe and as long as you're healthy and able to communicate those things with your partner and your partner is willing to proceed, you can rim all you want.
Why not? Rimming for everybody.
Let's put it in the water.
Rimming. Yeah. Are there any risks associated with rimming?
So rimming does carry some health risks, the most concerning being the spread of STDs. So the most important thing you want to do is make sure you're communicating those issues and those concerns with your partner, making sure that they are also checking themselves. Also, you want to make sure you're communicating. What are your preferences? What do you like? What do you not like? And so making sure you are communicating all of these things ahead of time is going to reduce the risks. And again, there are ways to mitigate around some of those STD concerns by just protecting yourself appropriately.
So what are some hygiene precautions to take before rimming?
So ensuring the anal area is clean properly before engaging in rimming is going to be the number one most important thing. Of course, it's not only going to reduce the risk of spreading STDs, but other infections as well. So you want to consider washing the area with lukewarm water, and of course, some sort of mild soap, nothing harsh or damaging to that area because inflaming the tissue can further exacerbate a potential infection or make things worse. So be gentle and make sure you spend some time cleaning the area beforehand. It's going to save you from any unexpected surprises and reduce the risk of spreading an infection.
Other than cleaning the backside, should other precautions be taken?
So oral hygiene is equally as important to ensure that you're reducing your risk for developing an infection or spreading an infection. Of course, these are the two areas that are going to be meeting during rimming. So you want to take some time and make sure that you use toothpaste to brush your teeth, clean out your mouth using an antiseptic. Oral rinse is great as well. Regular and routine oral health screenings and visiting your dentist is also going to dramatically reduce the risk that you'll have inflamed tissue in your mouth, which could cause, again, infection. So again, you want to make sure you're cleaning the backside and cleaning the mouth.
The basics.
The basics.
What about for those out there who need additional protection? Maybe something like a one-night rendezvous?
So for additional protection, people can use something called a dental dam. Have you ever heard of a dental dam?
Never.
So it's a sheet of almost like a plastic. Usually it's latex or polyurethane, and you would place it over the genitalia, and you would then contact that area with your mouth to perform oral sex. So it's sort of like well, it is a barrier.
Kind of like a condom.
Kind of like a condom, but it's more of like a little sheet that you would put either over a vaginal area or the anal area to prevent the spread of any type of infection, whether that's the person orally or the person who is receiving the encounter. And it's a great way to reduce those risks, especially if you don't know your partner that well and you're not sure their sexual history, despite having the conversation, which you should still do. Some people may not be always so truthful or may not know their own status. So it's still helpful if you're not sure to use some sort of barrier method.
Just to be safe.
Yeah.
Is it still pleasurable?
Absolutely. So many people use them and still experience pleasure, while others may say it's not the same experience. Just like with using a condom, any type of barrier is going to reduce the sensation, but you should still be experiencing pleasure. And you want to make sure that your safety is higher on your priority list than pleasure.
Great. There's an alternative for someone who wants to rim.
Yeah.
And are not sure if it's safe enough.
Exactly. And it's very important to know that dental dams or those sheets are one-time use only. So never use them over again, as that is not a healthy step. Get rid of it once you've used it, replace it. Interestingly enough, if you don't have access to a dental dam, some sexual health resources say you can use like a cooking plastic or some sort of saran wrap. While this is not FDA approved for sexual use, I personally also would not recommend it, but if you have no other options and things are getting hot and heavy, it can still reduce your risk. Actually, it's interesting as well that Planned Parenthood does recommend using that. On their website, it says if you don't have access to a dental dam, do use some sort of, plastic material that has been cleaned, some sort of barrier method that is clean, has not had food on it or any other type of access to something that could have bacteria or a possible infection. But again, this is not something I recommend. It's just something to know that if you are in a tight spot, some sexual health resources do say using some sort of cooking plastic or saran wrap can reduce your risk in the spread of an STD or bacterial infection.
Good to know.
Yeah, and again, there's no clinical evidence to show that using some sort of plastic, of course, that doesn't have chemicals or additives on it that you're aware of, can reduce the risk of STDs, but many sexual health organizations say to try it. Just letting you know the information, not trying to put my stamp of approval on it quite yet.
Other than barriers, are there ways to prevent infections that may occur during rimming?
Yeah, so one of the most effective ways is actually being vaccinated. So there are multiple things that can be transmitted while rimming, and that's a whole nother video. But some of the things that we want to be aware of are the viruses that can be transmitted. So hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and HPV all can be transmitted from the activity of rimming. Specifically, hepatitis A and B cause inflammation of the liver, and they are what we call an oral fecal route transmission. So, of course, oral fecal. And actually, what's interestingly enough, a lot of people develop these viruses by eating at a restaurant where the chef has not washed their hands properly. So being vaccinated is going to be helpful beyond rimming for hepatitis A and B. And then HPV, of course, can spread. It can cause things like anal cancer as well as oral cancer. It can also cause genital or oral warts. And so reducing your risk there by just being vaccinated, you can talk to your primary doctor or you can go to the local health department. They do offer those vaccines. You get the vaccination and then you're done. You never have to go back, after you are cleared through the series. Sometimes like hepatitis B, HPV, and I believe even hepatitis A may require a booster. But once those are done, you never have to worry about them again, and it substantially reduces your risk of developing those infections, not only from rimming, but in the future.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so vaccines are, in my opinion, a hot topic at this time, but extremely effective and something that you should talk to your primary doctor about to make sure that it's a good option for you. But it's definitely one of the modern marvels that medicine has been able to deliver. So consider taking up on those gifts that medicine has brought us over time.
Absolutely. Safety first.
Safety first.
How about STD screenings? Does that catch infections that may be caught through rimming?
So regular STD testing and health screenings are going to be an essential part of maintaining your sexual health. Routine testing allows for early detection as well as early treatment so that you can reduce your risk from spreading an STD. It also allows you to know your status so you're able to confidently explain what your status is, and proceed with sexual escapades that are enticing to you and to your partner. And so it's important that you know, again, your status. The things we want to be most conscious of when rimming are things like your exposure to syphilis, which can be
Right.
spread. You want to think about chlamydia, gonorrhea. You want to think about herpes. You want to think about HPV. And these are just to name a few. All of these can be tested and treated appropriately, reducing your risk of spreading them while you are engaging in rimming, but you want to make sure that you're getting tested adequately. So the majority of the time, if you go to your doctor and say, hey, I want to get tested for chlamydia, or if I want to get tested for gonorrhea, they're going to hand you a cup, have you pee in it, and then your results will come back in a few days. You want to also explain to your provider that you are concerned about the oral spread of STDs, so they can swab the back of your throat, as well as potentially swab the anal cavity if you are concerned that that may be an area that you've been exposed to an STD. So making sure you are thoroughly tested is the most important part of this process, because again, sometimes you'll see a provider saying, hey, I want to get tested for STDs, and they may still test you for the appropriate STD, but incorrectly, or not a way that is thorough enough to catch if you have something in the back of your throat or in the anal cavity.
Can you get tested for free?
That's a great question. The majority of local health departments do free testing. It's really great to get on Google or whatever search engine that you use, put in your zip code, free STD testing, and you're going to likely see a multitude of options around you. The only issue is sometimes you do have to drive somewhere. It can be difficult to get to, or they have limited hours, but hey, free is free.
Absolutely,
so look for those options, especially if you are concerned and wanting to be on top of your sexual health.
That's great news. It's available for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2024. You would think this would be something easily accessible, but you know, sometimes health doesn't move in the right direction as quickly as I'd like it.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Now that we talk about precautions, are there any techniques to ensure a safe rimming experience?
Absolutely. So just like with any sexual experience, you want to start slow and gradual. You want both parties to be relaxed and to have no anxiety about the process. So starting slow with gentle touching is going to be essential. As your partner is more relaxed and you are more relaxed, gradually increasing the intensity is going to be sort of the direction you want to go. And it also allows for your partner to sort of gauge what they're comfortable with you in the setting, because maybe they've done this before, maybe they haven't, but you may be a new partner to them and you may do it a little differently. So you want to get their feedback to ensure they are consenting to what's going down and able to really enjoy themselves before it gets too hot and heavy.
Start slow.
Yeah.
Are there any positions that help minimize risks?
So choosing the right position can certainly help to promote safety and comfort throughout the process. You typically want the person receiving the encounter to be as comfortable and feel as relaxed as possible. So maybe having them lay on their back with their legs up. They also may be in a squatting position, which both gives them the control to kind of dictate how the process is going. So typically that's what's recommended, especially if it's their first time and they're just sort of getting used to the sensation. So consider putting the receptive party sort of in control of the position.
I love those words. We should put that in a shirt. Consider putting the receptive party
in control. Consider putting the receptive party in control.
Tylerjh for president.
Letting that receptive partner be in control. This is my political campaign.
Rimming for everyone.
Rimming for all. Dr. Tyler 2024.
Go vote, please.
So again, positions that are going to allow the receptive partner to feel in control, allowing them to communicate with you and you to communicate with them is going to be extremely important. And also it's going to help that there is less tension, because we of course don't want to have a muscle injury or something like that during the encounter. And if you're squatting and moving yourself all around, which I hope you are, I hope it's a very fantastic, physically active session. You don't want to injure yourself. So try to keep everything relaxed and avoid injury.
Nothing worse than a cramp in the middle of your rendezvous.
That's true.
Let's talk about lubricants. Is lubricant used during rimming?
So while most people probably don't use lubricant during rimming because there's a lot of saliva being used, lubricant certainly can reduce friction and help promote comfort. So definitely consider adding that in. You just want to make sure you're picking a lubricant that is oral safe. So water-based is going to be a big one. And then there are some lubricants that are flavored. I personally have never tried a flavored lubricant, but it sounds enticing, especially for rimming. So consider adding a flavored lubricant if that's something that you're looking for.
I mean, you're having fun and you're tasting strawberries.
Yes. I want to formally apologize for my laughter throughout this video. It is a little bit of a lighthearted discussion here, you know, where we are trying to keep it medical, but have a little fun too. So please forgive me.
I mean, why not? I'm sure people are laughing too.
I hope
mean,
so.
it's a fun, lightheaded team.
Yeah, lighthearted. Lightheaded would mean we were going to pass out.
That's hilarious.
That is hilarious. But if your rim job is good, maybe you'll get lightheaded.
Exactly. I think that's what I was going for. Lightheaded.
Have you heard that phrase, rim job? I guess it's like blow job.
You know, I think I did, but I thought when I heard that it was something related to a car.
Yeah. I'm sure
Why
you're
is
not the
that?
only one because the rim's on the car.
Oh, that's why I always thought this was a car job.
Well, apparently you didn't have a good rim job.
Okay, let's go to the last question. Now that we discussed all that we needed to know about rimming, is there anything else that you want to tell us to enhance the experience?
Well, you want to consider what else you can add into the mixture, right? So if you're starting with rimming, or maybe this is sort of a middle section of your escapade, you can add other sexual activities in as well. You know, maybe complement it with other oral activities, penetrative activities, mutual masturbation, but whatever you and your partner are comfortable with, take it to that next level if you're ready. But it's really up to what's comfortable for you and making sure that you have a safe and healthy experience, which is really what this video is about. And I'm really glad we got to discuss it.
Yes.
I learned a few things. I hope
I learned a lot of things.
Yeah, hopefully you all learned a few things. And the best way for us to keep learning is for you to keep commenting below so we can have new topics to discuss.
Yes.
And we hope that you will like, subscribe,
share, comment, drop a pen, give us more recommendations, please. And thank you again for watching. It's always very fun having those lightheaded conversations with you.
Lighthearted conversations, exactly. So we will have more of them with you next week. We look forward to seeing you then.
Bye.
See you later.
See you later. Maybe for something like a one-night rendezvous.
Maybe for something like a one-night rendezvous. Maybe for something like a
rendezvous.
Rendezvous. Maybe for something like a one-night rendezvous.
This could be a song.
Give me that one-night rendezvous. That would be a great song.
Rendezvous. Yeah, like a house track. It's like 6 minutes, just like a
rendezvous.
Rendezvous.
Rendezvous.